Build it, Lord. Hey, you guys, how you guys are feeling today? This is LaDon. I am in the house. I'm hoping you guys enjoy your day and everything. I just wanted you to say that. But I just came back from Vegas. I'm pretty happy. I need to get rejuvenated, get back. Get tired from work. You know how that is. Everybody need a vacation. So I'm happy to come back. Vegas was fun. I had a blast. It was just wow, every time I go on vacation, I try to have too much fun. That's my thing. Too much fun. God give me too much fun. Not fun, too much fun. And I'm back. So you guys, if you like my video, share a video. If you want to subscribe, comment, and like. You know the routine. But what I want to talk about is I been out with a New York girl. In New York. She was from New York. There was this time, man, I was friends. I was working at the store, and I used to go to the warehouse. The warehouse is a record place where you buy records, CDs, tapes. It was, back in the days. And I had this one girl. She was really nice, friendly, and everything. And we were cool. We talked. We laughed. And I was not attracted to her. No. She was not my type, okay? She was not my type. She was kind of heavy set. Face was, it was not that good. It's just that I was looking at her like sideline, like, hey, how you doing, But she was not all that. But she was cool. She was the most coolest woman on the planet. And I went back. We talked, laughed and stuff. Then I went back to the store and started working. And days went by. I was just working and working and working. And, I was having a bad day at that day. And this girl walked in. And she was beautiful. Beautiful. I was just like, she was nice, slim, slick hair, smooth black, dark skin, and petite. Just what I wanted. I was like, oh my God, gotta have it. That's when my brain was like, oh my God, gotta have it. And I'm talking to her, chopping it up, not game, but just talking, having a good conversation with her and stuff like that. But I was nervous as hell to talk to her, and we talked and stuff, good conversation for a few minutes while I was in line when I was a cashier. And she's like, bye, LaDon. I said, bye. I was nervous, baby. I was like, bye, like, man, one day it'd be nice to meet somebody that fine. She was fine. And I went back to work and just did my thing for that day and stuff like that. So I went back to the warehouse to go hang out with the girl downstairs, talk about, CDs at the record store. Plus she had a discount on tapes and stuff. And I went back to the warehouse. And I'm talking to her, hanging out with her and stuff like that. And we laughing and talking. And that same girl walked through the warehouse door. I was like, but I'm just like, oh my God, like, this is my second chance. Do I want to say something? I was nervous as hell. And the girl was there working, the other one, the friend girl. And she was like, I'm nervous, my eyes like, but I was not like that in my brain. I'm like, I want her. And then, my friend, the girl was working out, she was like, hey, LaDon, this is my sister. I was like, your sister? She said, yeah, I wanted you to meet my sister because you've been a real nice guy and stuff. And I felt bad. I was like, oh my God, you want to meet your sister? She's like, yeah, I want you to meet my sister. She's from New York and she's gorgeous. And I was just like, okay. And the girl the girl that was my friend, she was talking to a dude at the same department where I was. You know, they were talking. She like, yeah, you can hang out with. I'm gonna hang out with Steve. I'm gonna call him Steve, and you can hang out with my sister. I was like, okay, we're gonna go back to my place and hang out. I'm like, all right. So we get there, back to the place. The homie was there. We were talking and laughing and enjoying ourselves. And this girl, she was walking around. We was in a studio apartment. It was small as hell. I didn't care. I was just happy to be there with her. And we were just talking and laughing. I was just looking at her. She was beautiful. And she was like, LaDon, you gonna ask me for my number? And I was like, oh yeah, can I get your number? And I got her number, and we started talking, and we were laughing and everything. And we were talking and everything. And during that time, we were talking and laughing. We started really hitting it off. And she was from New York, like I said. The accent, but she was like, this like the girly accent, but the New York, you know. And I remember we were in a relationship. We got so good with a relationship. And that New York tripped me out because I was not from New York. I seen it in movies and stuff, but to see it in real life was crazy. And at the time, I think I didn't have a car. I think I didn't have a car at that time. I did have a car. I don't know if I had a car, but no, I think I had a car, and I was driving around. We were having a good time and everything, and she used to tell me, I used to drive to work, and she used to tell me, she used to walk everywhere, you know, and you said, Don, you should have picked her up and stuff like that. Yeah, I was picking her up in here and there, but my car broke down, and I started riding the bus. Me and her started riding the bus, but she was just New York, you know. Like, I remember the bus was so packed. It's all packed. And she was just like, that New York came out there. She was like, back the fuck up off of me. The hell off wrong with you, that New York? Like, what's wrong with you? You see a woman here, I'll beat your ass. I was like, damn, like, the New York came out. I'm from New York. Like, you know, back up off me. I was like, damn. I was amazed by this, yo. I'm like, oh, you know, she had this New York, and then she had this girly girl, like, LaDon, you good? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. And she was a dangerous type of woman. I'll be real. She used to walk to work all the time. And she used to walk, and I'd be like, you walk that far? She like, yeah, nobody mess with me. I carry knives and everything. I'm from New York. I'm like, damn, all right. You know? I'm like, can you be my bodyguard? You know, she talking like that. I'm like, damn, you know. But you know, me being a man, I'm always gonna protect her. But shoot, you know, like, get off of me. Like, she, like, if I knew if a guy want to fight, I bet she would have whooped some ass. Them New York women, it was off the chain. And I hung out with her, and we had a good time, man. We were really, just, I used to look at her picture because she was so pretty. I was like, damn, this girl, this is the one. And I used to take her out, and my car got started back up, and we used to take her out back in my car, and this girl took 8 hours to get dressed, okay? I'm being real. I ain't never seen nothing like this before in my life. I knew women take a long time, but this woman took 8 hours. I think about 6 to 7 hours or 8 hours. Like, you had to call her at 10 and she was ready around 4 or 5. It was just like crazy. She used to do her hair, and you put the glue. She used to sit in there and put some glue, and she used to do her hair for like 3 hours, and I was just like, this is crazy. It does not make no sense to me. And I used to sit there and wait, you know. I was like, you know, pretty women, you like, shit, I don't care if you take 10 hours. She's with me and stuff like that. So I was like, hey, I'm just gonna deal with it and just call it a day, you know. Just call it a day. So I'm dealing with this woman, taking so long to get dressed. And this New York woman was amazing. I mean, she was dressed from head to toe, and she was like unique. She was a unique woman. She was like she talked to me, but it's like sometimes she spaced out. Like I don't know, like she was in space. Like you be like, "Hey, you ready?" And she'd be like, she was like, "Don, I'm doing my hair," and then she'd just tear her head, like look at me. I say, "You okay?" And she'll be like, yeah, I'd be staring at her too, like, "Are you okay?" She would just stare at me. "I'm okay, LaDon." And she turned and she started doing her hair again. I'm like, she pretty as hell, but the slowness. But when she talked, it was just like an engine, like you gotta start the engine and then she'll talk. But when she first start off, she doing something, you'd be like, it was weird. Like, "Hey, you done cooking a pizza?" She'd just turn her head, stare at me, and go, "Pizza be done in like 15 minutes, LaDon." I was like, all right. Right. I felt like her brain was like kind of slow here and there. When she had a good conversation, it was just like, bah, 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 bah. But when sometimes she just like the brain, I don't know if her mind structure, I don't know if she was born that way. I don't know, but it was unique, It was unique. I remember when she used to do it to me, and I used to sit in my head and just like, she'd be like, I'd be talking to her like, "Hey, so you want to come pick you up from work?" And she'd just be, and you know that Jeopardy song, like she'd be like, "You want me to pick you up from work?" And I just have that in my song, and sometimes I say it too. I'd be like, and then she turned. Dun, 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 dun. I'd be like, "What?" She'd be like, "Yeah, I'm ready to go." I'd be like, all right. Sometimes I sung a lot of that song in my head. That whenever time she was slow with it, I'd be like, dun, 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 dun. She's like, "Don, why you always make that noise?" She was just slow. I don't know if she was slow, but when she talked, she was normal. But sometimes, I don't know, the brain does not click all the way. And she was a gorgeous woman. And I was in a relationship with her. And I remember her dad gave her everything. Her dad, she was from New York. She was spoiled. She was a beautiful, spoiled woman. Spoiled like I ain't never seen before in my life. And I remember I went down there. I think I was working or something. I liked her so much. So I gave her, I bought her I bought her a teddy bear. I was young, just it was a teddy bear. I think it was like 2019, 20 or 21 or something. I don't know. I was still on that stage of, "Hey, women like teddy bears." And she had a black teddy bear and a card. And I bought her like a little ring, a little heart ring. And I paid like $400 for it, or I think about 150 or 200 for it. It was nice. It was a little diamond, I didn't get the carat, or I didn't get the little half a carat. I got the little, that little sprinkle diamond. That sprinkle, like, is that a diamond? Like, she's like, "Yeah, that's a diamond." I'm like, all right, I'll take it. And I remember it was Valentine's Day, and I gave her that teddy bear, and I gave her a card, and I gave her that ring. And she looked at the ring, and she was like staring at it. And you know, in my head, I was like, she was like staring at it, and in my head, I was like, do you like it? And she stared at me. And she'll say, yes, it's okay. I was mad. And she looked at me, she's like, my daddy would have got me a bigger ring. My daddy gets everything for me. It's small, but it's okay. I was hurt. Oh, look. She don't like the ring. But I had my little sprinkle diamond for her. And it was like a little heart ring, Valentine ring. And we dated for about 6 months, 7 months. And I was working at the store, and she put an application there. I didn't know. And one day she was at my store, and I was like, oh my God, she's working at the same store. And we went to lunch together and stuff like that. But she worked at a boarding. I worked at night, so that worked out pretty good. You know, I had a good time. But then one day she had to go back to New York. And I was sad. I was like, oh man. I was hurt because her sister couldn't afford rent. And I don't think she could afford rent. The sister and them got in that fight. Because I used to go over to the house and visit in that little studio apartment. It was small as hell. It was super small. And I used to sit there, we'll talk, and we'll laugh and everything. But I really liked her. Her beauty was like, oh my God. And the sister and them always got in the fight, you know how women is and stuff like that. But it was fun times and bad times. But she had to go back to New York. And she was going back to New York. And I liked her so much. I had my little shirt that I had to this job. I used to have a real good job. I used to have it, and I gave it to her for a souvenir when she can go back to remember me, and we could, still talk and stuff. And she didn't get on a plane. She got on a Greyhound and went back home. And I was sad. I was hurt. I was like, damn, that beautiful woman gone. And that was it. And then when she was on the bus, it took her I don't know how long that bus took. I don't know how far. I think a bus was 2-3 days or 4 days to get to New York or something. Or 5 days, I don't know. But it was a long time. And I called her dad and her mom. And I was like, is she, is what's her name there? She's like, no, Don, she's not here. And I was like, okay, something happened to her. And I'm like, okay, where's she at? And the mom and dad was like, well, where? She's on the bus. I said, she's on the bus. I don't know where she is. And the mom and dad was panicking. I was panicking and everything. And I don't know how long, it took her 5 days or 4 days, but she was gone for 2 weeks. I'm like, oh my God, I was stressing and tripping out, and mom and dad looking at me thinking, I'm like, I don't know, I put her on the bus, she was gone. And one day she called. She was like, oh, what's up, LaDon? And I was just like, yeah, your mom and your dad, they're looking for you, and where you been? She was like, oh, I just met a guy and met a friend and stayed with him for about a week. I was like, what? Really? She's like, yeah, he was my friend, and I just stayed with him, and we had fun, and now I'm heading home. I was like, we called you. Your mom and dad, she didn't care. She didn't care. But she went back to New York. She finally made it to New York. And we kept trying to keep in touch with her. Tried to. And we talked. We got along. We talked. We got along. And Um, I don't know if she came back. I mean, that was it. I think she came back again and stayed with her sister. And I think I just didn't want to hang out with her no more. I was mad. I think I was mad because she's supposed to be going home. And she was with another guy. And she came back to LA but never hung out with her again. She called me, but I was hurt. But I told her how I felt, but she was cool with it, and she went on with her life. But she was straight up New York. You know, that New York, I'll whoop your ass. And she was getting mad at me, man. She was like, when she get mad, like, Don, you know, stop that. I know my New York accent is not that good, but, I'm trying to do the New York, I'm from New York, you went to Dawn, I was down here, and I was going down the street, ain't nobody gonna mess with me, stuff. I don't know, but she was from New York. And that's the first New York girl I met. And, hey, I just say before I leave, New York woman is just a little bit different from California women. A lot different. I ain't gonna say a little, a lot different, And it was fun. But it was cool. It was cool. It was cool to meet a girl from New York. But anyways, my name is LaDon, and I'm back. Yes, I am. I'm back. I'm back. I'm happy. I'm gonna put some other videos up there too, but this is my first video back. But anyways, I had a good time. That was the story about the New York girl. My name is LaDon.